How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to Real Night. Last time Dexter and Trinity finally came face to face. We learned his name, Arthur. I can't really remember his last name, but yeah, it was really cool to see, and it was as tense as I was hoping it to be, especially that whole confrontation scene with the ashes. We'll see how, things go, but looking forward to this one. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bell just so you never miss another one. All right, enough talk. Let's roll it. Slack tide.
There's a moment sailors call slack tide, when the tide is neither coming in nor going out, but perfectly still.
Awesome. I was looking for a definition. I was not familiar with the terminology.
The only downside to it is that it passes so quickly.
Dead body.
Oh man, I just had a flashback of Dokes.
Bite was post-mortem.
What's this?
Ligature.
Dumped body.
Her wrists were tied.
I'm guessing the gator didn't do that.
You never know.
Go easy on him. He's only one person.
That you know of.
First, you'll help Cody, then Aster, and then you're gonna help me put Harrison's baby bouncer together.
Responsibilities. It's Christine here.
She called the other day, too. She wants to do a hero piece on Deb for the paper.
Wow. I mean, it's no surprise. She is, always in the middle of everything.
There's only one person who can help me.
Hey, Kyle!
I wonder if Arthur's gonna get suspicious at all. We've seen that
ROTC in the morning.
Dexter has the ability to just identify. We've seen it from Lundy as well.
No, it's a good thing.
I feel like Trinity, with the amount of experience he would have, has likely come
We're
across
responsible to push our
other
children
killers in
out
his
into the
past.
world. Of course, push them out, right?
Especially if his father was maybe one of those types of people.
Outside interests. So busy that I hardly get to see them.
And they hardly get to see you, allowing you to do whatever you want. Simple advice, but there's gotta be more.
So, hey, if you ever need any extra help, just let me know.
Oh, thank you.
Really, I mean it.
Absolutely.
It's just that...
Man.
Just what?
I don't know, Dexter's body language in these scenes where he's talking to him is always
About my family, I don't know anybody, so...
nervous, kind of uncomfortable in his own skin.
Meet me at my house, 6:30.
I wonder if he's just putting that on or if that's some of his inner turmoil coming out there.
Welcome back, Detective.
Welcome back.
I mean, she wasn't gone for very long.
Heroes welcome, I see.
Hey, welcome back. Not like they haven't seen me. I've been around.
Yeah. Exactly.
Jesus, I'm a fight. Get me out of here. Cover me, bro.
Well, here we are.
Hi, Dexter Morgan.
Excuse me. I have to grab.
No, stay away.
She's just trying to do her job.
Everybody's trying to get a piece of Deborah right now. She's been through...
Yeah.
Sister is a big girl.
I don't see why this is any of your business.
I mean, except for the fact that she literally asked him to do that.
Guy who saw the other guys steal the money from the crime scene once Christine kept away.
Sorry, I'm late. I was hiding at the end of the hall.
Detective fucking Morgan.
Estrella Carazo, here on an expired visa.
Yeah, she had a job scheduled 4 days ago with a photographer named Jonathan Farrow. That's disgusting.
Well, that definitely makes him a suspect.
So he's clean.
Well, I spoke with the lead detective of that case.
Okay, so he's dirty.
Guy's surrounded by a firewall of lawyers.
So he's clean. Well, thank you, Sergeant Batista.
You don't know how to act around each other now.
You put two people in a room together long enough, eventually they're gonna fuck.
That's so romantic. You should have that tattooed across your fat head.
Deb should know more than most that it's not all about romance.
You have nothing better to do?
I wouldn't say Pharaoh's nothing.
Compared to Trinity, he is.
Trinity's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's not trying to take Trinity out right now.
Oh, yes.
Oh, she had a nice ass. I showed her in my studio last Thursday.
As soon as this guy opened his mouth, man.
Nothing sells rum like a nice booty.
What time was that?
9 a.m.
You're taking a risk here.
Isn't that what life is? A risk.
I can make you a star. I just need to get you in my studio, whip your clothes off, and rough you up a little bit.
I think you just jumped to the top of my list.
Honestly, I don't think you can really take that guy seriously. I can't.
Nice apartment. Whose was it?
Dexter's?
For what, like a secret fuck pad?
No, it's very slow to evolve.
The quote from last episode.
I had to evolve. It was the only way to survive.
Kept your apartment after you got married? What kind of guy does that?
You probably would.
I have every little iota of evidence Frank collected, except what was stolen by Trinity.
Are these?
Or Dad's old CI files.
Ooh, is he gonna get a chance to snag the actual key?
Finally got some real info on who Dad might have been seeing. Her name's Valerie Hodges.
Deborah's headed in the wrong direction. So many little stepping stones that lay a path directly to the real me.
He should really try to figure out a way to get ahead of it too. Like, I'm not sure what he could do to get out ahead of it, you know? Because if she does piece all that together, it's gonna be very hard for her to forgive him, if she even can.
I found all this fun stuff for kids to do today, and I can't do any of it because I'm too big.
I mean, he could always try to feign a lack of knowledge about it, but...
Sailors Club.
Yeah.
You get to kick things.
No, thanks.
Ballet.
Yuck. Why do you hate me so much?
Maybe like, I don't know, skateboarding?
Okay, 2 serial killers go for a ride. Why do I get the feeling this joke ends with only one of them coming back?
Could Trinity be like a replacement for Harry? Like a father figure for Dexter?
Still
Even if he
so
does
much
kill
to
him,
learn about handling the kids.
wouldn't be too much different from Harry, except he would be actually pulling the trigger on it. Because thinking back, he did kill Harry.
Axe. This is a little too into the woods for me.
I really like how John Lithgow is playing this. It's like he's friendly, but he's also... There's something else about him that he's serious in a way that's kind of unfriendly.
Damn it!
Yeah, and then you kind of get those little hints of like anger every once in a while. It's really well done. Oh man, I love this, man. Just 2 serial killers looking at each other, weapons in hand. A solid cut, because if he had went for just a straight cut through the center, that's definitely not how you want to use a chainsaw to cut down a tree.
He said he's an expert.
One of them doesn't want to do any of the things I suggested.
So don't make them suggestions. You let them do whatever they want. They'd suck their thumbs and diddle themselves all day.
Make an offer they can't refuse. Oh man, we are getting a lot of parallels with Harry here. Killing an animal.
It needs to be put out of its misery, Arthur. You need to kill it.
This is such an interesting dynamic.
No, I can't.
He spent his life killing innocent people.
Yeah, it's different.
This is your new role model, Dex?
Please, I can't.
So,
Would you like me to kill it?
With him, it's like completely
Would you do that for me?
compulsion based. He doesn't really derive any enjoyment from it, it seems. Wow.
Now, we know that at least one of them worked for Farrell. I figure he picks his victims knowing that once they've disappeared, their families...
I wonder what Dexter's in is going to be in this. I don't know if Pharaoh shoots men.
Can I ask you something?
He probably doesn't even really need to infiltrate it, though.
Excuse me, detective?
Pharaoh has a reputation for partying late into the night, and tonight should be no different. Pharaoh's trusty assistant closing up shop.
To say it is a nice studio. Nice wide open spaces and the sort of industrial aesthetic with the brick.
I know you like to create images of violence, but this isn't fake blood I'm seeing.
Is that a tooth?
A fingernail.
Oh, I was about to say, how did that happen? Wow, convenient.
But it is a fit.
I wonder if carpentry and building just gives him that release that he needs, or helps ground him a little bit.
Valerie?
That would be me. Rich old men love to spend money on me.
So you used to work for my dad, Harry Morgan.
I was one of his girlfriends, if that's what you're asking.
There were others.
Well, I think he picked his CIs based on how good we were in the sack.
Harry was prolific in the game.
I was one of his favorites, though.
I bet you they all
Drive
think that.
him crazy. This one thing.
That's enough. Thanks.
You gotta give it to her. She's forthright with the details.
Dad was fucking Valerie Hodges.
That doesn't sound like Harry.
Thank you, Dex.
I don't even know who Harry is anymore.
He's still everything you remember him to be.
Yeah, he was everything.
I should just leave it alone.
My mother.
I'm gonna turn these in and be done.
No, you don't have to. I'll do it.
Wow, so close. So close.
You need to destroy that file, Dexter.
But maybe Dex is gonna... He's actually doing it. That's crazy.
I can't let her be cut up again.
But that might lead to some issues down the line. We'll see.
It's for you. It's your new guitar.
We'll see.
Pretty nice looking guitar, though.
I learned a long time ago you can't force them to do things they don't want to do.
I mean...
So you ready for your big weekend? You're signed up to take 4 of the boys.
I didn't realize that.
Sacrificed even more of his freedom.
Food, water, I gotta get 2 children's life vests. Abduct Jonathan Farrow, take him back to his studio, kill him, cut him to pieces, dump him in the ocean.
Tonight's the night.
Suddenly, tonight's the night. Jonathan Farrow.
Yeah, every time you hear that music come in, I always know that that line is probably going to come in.
I'm on Mr. Farrow's list.
Oh, man. Dang it. Quinn. You know, at the end of the day, I know that Dexter could just take Quinn out if he really wanted to, so... I mean, it would get complicated for sure, but...
Could you tell Mr. Farrow I just saw a homeless guy?
Man, if Quinn finds out the big secret, that's going to be a big-time issue.
Can you believe he's here?
Who is he?
That's Quinn.
I've never heard of him.
You'd be making a big mistake.
Dexter's the best wingman.
You must be Quinn.
I am.
Okay, tonight's not the night.
Oh, man, that's awesome. I'm glad he spotted him there. But it does bring this to the forefront as a potential issue, I guess, now. Quinn's looking for anything that he can hold over Dexter.
Just Bay, boys!
Oh, man, that blue screen.
Arthur's technique of keeping the kids busy and therefore keeping me free isn't working out like it was supposed to.
So maybe it's time to kill him.
Yeah. I think Harry's hanging on to that vengefulness.
I just got the official go-ahead from LaGuardia to open a Trinity killer investigation.
What's the next step?
I don't know, but what I do know is that Trinity killed Frank. And I'm gonna catch him.
I don't think Dex is going to let that happen.
So, Sarge, you get a little bump and grind?
Payaso.
I'm good.
Quinn just asked me if you and I were bumping and grinding.
Apparently, they were doing better than they're doing now. When they were actually doing stuff.
Everywhere I go, you're staring at my culo. Now, I know that I have a pretty nice ass. But you gotta stop.
I miss you.
There she goes again.
They heard a scratching noise on the roof of the car. What was that?
The Jurassic Park?
A bloody hook.
The hash singing slasher.
Your turn, Dexter.
There's a bathtub. For countless years, he's roamed the countryside, killing the innocent. That's what happens.
That was funny.
Thanks.
Yeah, Dexter got a little bit too intense. Probably can't get that deer out of his mind, it seems.
The kids won't wake up till it's light out. Plenty of time for me.
And he has an alibi. Oh, man. Leave it to Dexter to just make every one of these situations into some poetry.
What the hell is going on? What is this?
This.
Oh, man. This is his most artistic kill yet.
I'm the person who's going to keep you from killing any more women.
What?
I never killed anyone.
You killed Estrella Carazo.
Was his assistant, maybe?
Beautiful women who are bruised and cut and bleeding. Oh, fuck. It's for the contrast.
For the contrast. I really liked the aesthetic of that kill room. I think that's the best looking one we've seen.
Man has always been drawn to the sea, but it's an unnatural setting for us, a place of great danger.
You make a coffin for the deer? That makes me think, like, what did they do with the deer? They at least like take it to like a restaurant or something, or somebody to skin it and get the meat?
It can be a mistake you might never recover from. But a good sailor doesn't fight against these elements. A good sailor works with them, using them to his advantage. While others less fortunate might be forever cast adrift,
hey, pancakes.
often in several pieces.
Those look perfect.
He always comes home. What the
That's
hell?
the assistant. Yeah, killed an innocent guy.
I just arrested him for the murder of Estrella Carazo.
But no, I thought...
Yeah. At first it looked like Farrow, but this is airtight.
Yeah, the way that he was, like, denying it felt genuine in the moment. That's why I said that, but, like... Just too desperate to get a kill in. He wasn't completely sure. It was very rushed.
Killed an innocent man.
For the second time. So in a way, kind of thinking about it, Trinity is truer to his own code than Dexter is to his, you know? Because, I mean, throughout these last couple seasons, Dexter has been testing the code over and over. And, you know, inevitably he goes back to it to a certain extent, but taking an innocent life, Dexter had zero issue with taking that deer out. But Trinity, he just couldn't do it, you know? And I wonder why the coffin. Maybe he's just a carpenter and he makes coffins and stuff like that, but I don't think that's the type of wood you would use for a normal coffin. That's kind of more of a ramshackle kind of coffin. Well crafted, of course, it seems, but not ornate in any way. Something that you would just put a body in to bury. Yeah, that parallel with the deer and then Dexter actually taking an innocent life here was interesting, and I'm gonna have to think more on that. You know, and apparently Harry was even more promiscuous than we were first led to believe. You know, we were on a roll there with people saying that they didn't and they wanted to, but I guess now we have confirmation that that wasn't the case. Surprisingly enough, in a roundabout way, this was kind of a Harry-centric episode. Maybe not necessarily Harry himself, but the memory of Harry. Dishonoring of that memory. Because, you know, Deb, her eyes were open to a plethora of new things that Harry did and kind of sullied his image a little bit in her eyes. And, you know, Dexter going against the code completely here, really rushing the process of being sure that somebody is who he thinks they are. I think they ended it very well with that scene of, you know, Harry just looking at Dexter like, what are you doing? And, you know, Dexter realizing that he had taken that life. We've dealt with it before, you know, with thinking back to season 3 with Ellen Wolf, and he was saying that taking innocent life is dangerous because of all the people that, you know, they knew, asking questions and coming up for their defense. But I'm not too sure if Farrow was as well liked. So I don't think there's going to be too much of an issue in that case, but I think Quinn might get suspicious. I don't know if he spotted Farrow at the club when Dexter was there. He was just kind of looking at Dexter and seeing that he was there. That's a new complication as well. Anyway, this episode made me laugh a lot, both intentionally and unintentionally. I really think the name does it justice. Even though we got more progress with all the points of the season, it felt like more of a laid-back, sort of transitional type of episode, and personally I didn't mind it. Going back to the deer situation, it did remind me of a quote from Harry.
Ramon Prado's like a gut-shot animal. You know what to do with a wounded animal.
With that in mind, the stark contrast in dispositions truly highlights the opposing nature of Dexter and Arthur's upbringings. Dexter having been accepted and taught by his father, and Trinity, I assume, being completely driven by fear, anger, and loss caused by his father. The moment when Dexter fires up the chainsaw also made me think that potentially Arthur developed a bit of an inferiority complex, or maybe a guilt complex of some kind. It was just something in the way that he was looking at him during that scene. However, I do think it's quite clear that he inherited some traits from his father, unconsciously as many do, and takes me back to the previous episode, this scene in particular.
Oh, gotta get back to work. Dad's not a big fan of idle hands.
It makes me think that Arthur's family life isn't as picture perfect as he outwardly presents. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you leave a like and leave a comment down below. Also be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell just so you never miss a video, and I will see you all on the next one.